Marie here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to a new Let's Play on the channel, Shin Hayarigami. First of all, it's very good to see you all again. I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're having a lovely day, afternoon, or night, depending on your time zone. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for taking this moment of your time and watching today's video. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. If you guys enjoyed this type of content, be sure to drop the like button. It really helps out a lot. If you're not subscribed to the channel, would appreciate it if you do. Also leave your comments and your thoughts on this video or anything in general. And first of all, this is Shin Hayarigami. It comes from the franchise of Hayarigami. I did a little research before getting started with this. So let me lower the volume for a second so I can give you context. So the Hayarigami franchise, it's a bunch of Japanese visual novel games that came out in PlayStation 2 and PSP. Basically, the concept of the game is that you play as a detective who investigates mysterious cases involving urban legends, and you kind of try to solve these problems by, at least from what I've seen the gameplay, by using self-question to deduct a logic of what you think is actually going on, and also choosing a path that will lead you to a solution on the case. And that's kind of what the Hayarigami games were. There were about 3 of those games, and the last one, if I recall, came out in PSP. I haven't really played them. I only seen the gameplay around and stuff like that, but I don't know the story. I know a bit of the characters by name and a little bit of description as I've seen on a Japanese website, but I don't know much about the story of Hayarigami games. But I didn't even know about this in general. The thing is, the Shin Hayarigami franchise barged into my life first in Hayarigami. I found out about that later. But in Shin Hayarigami's case, it was because I found out about it obviously from a very big and well-known YouTuber who I really, like, because she's just simply chill and cool and, pretty funny no matter what, and that's Gap Smolders. I've been watching her content, I think, since she posted Visage. That was a very long time ago, and through her watching some of the content, I discovered Shin Hayarigami, and I instantly fell in love with the franchise. She played the first Shin Hayarigami. She didn't complete the second Shin Hayarigami, but she also played the Shin Hayarigami in English translation, and I gotta say, it was thanks to her that I really got interested in this franchise and decided to get invested myself. So yeah, I did seen at least the first game, but I ended up actually getting the second Shin Hayarigami first, and then I got the other games, as you can see. But yeah, I want to give my personal thanks to Gab Smolders for introducing me to the series, because I absolutely love it, and I've been having such a fun time with it. This is the first Shin Hayarigami. It came out in 2014. This was after the Hayarigami franchise had gone dead, as they would say, and then in 2014 the franchise was sort of revived, and that's when Shin Hayarigami 1 came out. It originally came out for the PlayStation 3 in 2014, but that was when later on it was actually translated only on mobile, by the way. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it was actually translated in English by Gab Smolders herself, of course, and it only came out on mobile sometime later. And the Shin Hayarigami 1 is the only the Hayarigami franchise, I would say in general, that has gotten an English translation. And so yeah, that's why we're here. We're going to be playing the mobile version, because thankfully I don't have to translate what exactly it has to say, since there's an English version. And I will say I am working on the translations of Shin Hayarigami 2 and 3. I already translated them. I just need to record them, but first I gotta obviously record Shin Hayarigami 1 first, and then get to the other ones and then do the editing. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a long time. It's gonna take this, but I absolutely love this franchise, and I don't think I ever seen anybody other than Gab Smolders play it or continue it. And so I'm not trying to be a show off or anything like that, but it's always been the same. I just share the games that I like, and if you want to join in on the adventures, then you can join, and if not, then there's plenty of other content, and that's always been this way with me. And so yeah, let me up the volume for a bit. So right now, Sorry if I have a mess in my room, but right now we're playing the mobile version, which is the only translation in English that we got over here. And I also want to share this with you guys. So I have Shin Hayarigami 2, which we'll be playing for the PlayStation 4. And here's the back cover of it. I also have Shin Hayarigami 3, and there's the back cover too. This is gonna be the last one that we're gonna be playing, but yeah, I'm also gonna be playing on the channel. And then I also have the Shin Hayarigami 1 and 2 on the Switch, which this came out in like 2 in 1, I would say. And here's the back cover of it. So yeah, there's, I think recently, as of the recording of this video, they released for the Switch the 3 Hayarigami games in one, so you can also get that too. All of them in Japanese. These are the ones that I show you in boxes are in Japanese. Only the mobile one is translated in English. So yeah, I'm very excited to start playing this game. I'm so excited, and hopefully you guys enjoy this series. I know visual novels in general, even if it's translated or not, are not people's choice, but I love personally visual novels, and so I always like to share them, and I don't care if it gets a lot of views or not. So, you know, it's whatever. I really enjoy it, and that's the important thing, that I have a lot of fun with it. So, that is pretty much it for this intro of Shin Hayarigami. We're just gonna get straight up started. Oh yeah, one thing that I forgot to say is that Shin Hayarigami 1 has a bunch of other chapters, but only the first one was translated, and I'm gonna elaborate more on what these other extra chapters are. But as of right now, only the main actual prior story is translated in English. So yeah, which is Urban Legend Shin Hayarigami Blind Man. That's the main focus. So anyways, hope you all enjoy this, and without further ado, we're just gonna get started. Let's see, I don't know if the screen is... Urban Legend, a mysterious story spread by word of mouth. Its origin is recent, but the rest is unknown. Ooh, yeah, that guy is cooked already. And I think there was a pyramid head behind him. Please. Yeah, you're getting toast by Pyramid Head. Edgar Morin, a French folklorist, first used this term in the late 20th century and was made popular by Jan Harold Brunvan, or... yeah. Forgive me! Please! Don't kill me! Many of the stories seep into the minds of the people in the city, distorting their grasp on reality. Wow, Pyramid Head with scissors instead of a sword, you know. Shing! Although people are afraid, they can't help but be drawn to it. That is one of the defining properties of an urban legend, Toshidesetsu. Why are people intrigued by these stories when they lack any forms of truth? Who knows? Who knows? Oh shit, yeah, we're getting cooked. No. There is so much we still don't understand about the human mind. Yeah, we're getting cooked. Please, I beg you. Sometimes it's connected with the darker side of the mind, such as fear and madness. Okay, yeah, I get it. Don't sing the Control song. Please, spare me! Shut up! Don't move! And so it begins again. A chilling urban legend is born. Stop that, or else. I don't know if it's him talking. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I can't Hurry up properly. Give me your... Oh! He got cut! Didn't give me time to read, but yeah, he got cut. I have information pertaining to the murder in Town C as Prefecture S. Good grief. Also, Prefecture is in Minukula. Order! Defendant! You can only bring up information that is relevant to your case! The defendant had been completely silent up to this point. I have information pertaining to the murder in Town C, Prefecture S. Those words were enough to grant the defendant bail. At the same time, the media who seemed to be uninterested in the case prior began reporting like wildfire. Now everyone was interested in the case. And me, watashi. Hey, let me write out my... Okay. Let's see if I can put Kirby, Marie. No, wait. Yeah, this is wrong, by the way. Marie Kirby. Even though I've been living a quiet life, now I'm gonna be mixed up in this madness. Madness! Oh my god. The translation's a little bit off, I will say. The car with the defendant, SEKIMOTO, pulls up. We can see that the defendant is very calm. It's too noisy and bright. I had enough of the press! Hey! Stop on it! Relax, Castle Marie. That's exactly what the reporters want us to do. I think this is enough. I know. Don't treat me like a rookie. Still, being a country boy now, this crowd is too much for me. This is my senior sitting across from me, Kazunori Hayato. Doesn't even try to hide his frustration. He always says what's on his mind. This comes up as rude to some, and it's what also gets him into trouble every so often. Oh great, since he's my senior, I usually get dragged into his altercations too. Trouble, baby! Sitting in the passenger seat, our chief, Kuroda Kunio, glances over at us with a smile. That's your job! All they want is the next big story, and that's why they try to annoy us. I don't know what voices I'm doing, I'm just going with the flow. Enough with the journalism 101. How about treating me like an adult already? I am already in my 50s. You two are like my two cute little kids. Mr. Kuroda always smiles at us. It was something that was both charming and frightening at the same time. What do you mean? I don't find him frightening. I find him be a bobolong. Congratulations, Marie. You've been adopted. Hey! Kuroda's my papa! No, I mean... yeah, thanks. Don't take it seriously, jeez. You're too earnest. Relax, Cousin Marie. Take a deep breath, like this. These dad jokes aren't working in your favor, sir. I guess this is where I stop joking around then. During their conversation, I didn't even notice the man sitting next to me. Murderer! You should be ashamed of yourself! Execute him now! He was unfazed by their attack because it was like he accepted everything they were shouting. Who? I didn't say a word, but I was starting to get annoyed with all the flashes too. But I'm also scared. What if I'm at the center of those sneers and flashes someday? How could this man be so calm during all of this? Maybe he was expecting all of this commotion. Or maybe he's enjoying all of this? I could see a faint smile on his face when I glimpsed over at him. The defendant, who was linked to another case during the trial, is now leaving the Tokyo detention house as we speak. The defendant's name is Sekimoto Sojiro, 36-year-old, a former university professor arrested for murder back in 2012. Holy shit. Hearing the year 2012 is quite something now. Sekimoto was arrested for suspicion of murdering one of his own lab students. Since then, he was exercised his right to remain silent. However, during the trial, a separate case came to light that caused quite a disruption, so the court was adjourned. So the thing he mentioned is a different case that has nothing to do with his current crime. I wonder why. Is he trying to get away? Both the prosecution and the defense asked for a mental examination, which was approved by the court, allowing him to be out on bail. From this point on, he'll be examined by psychiatrists, and the result may greatly affect the outcome of this case. We could hear the reporter reading their script through the window. I felt bad for the reporters when we have different plans. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? We broke away from the Tokyo detention house and picked up speed once we hit the highway. The press chased us after in cars and motorcycles. There were even several helicopters in the air. Good God! Leave us the alone! Fortunately, just like we planned, we arrived at the back entrance of the General Hospital M in Tokyo. Several police officers were waiting for us and quickly surrounded the car. Their job was to hide us from the press. Time to move. Here's our boy. Our bad boy. Sekimoto did as he was told without saying a word. He acted like a model prisoner. Tutorial keyword. This is my first time playing. A green effect will be displayed like this when you encounter a keyword. Keywords for cases will be acquired automatically during the investigation. The usage of keywords will be explained later. Okay. Okay, sure. But somehow I couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to him. That he was a hot mother. Okay, stop. We continued down the elevator and went to the basement parking lot. Feels too quiet now. There were a couple of men waiting for us with a new car. The car windows were heavily tinted so no one could see what was inside. Good grief. We were able to switch cars quickly while the press was covering the back entrance. We then proceeded to the parking lot exit. Hey, it's not tinted at all, you liars! Huh, you lost him. It's like a scene from one of those spy movies. That's 1 point on the scoreboard for us. Don't put down your guard, Casamori. Sorry. I know, but our mission has been accomplished, right? He said casually to Sekimoto in celebration, but Sekimoto didn't say a word. Hey, say something, Mr. Sekimoto. You had quite the intelligence to say such things. Sekimoto remained silent. He was unaffected by Kasamori's cheap taunts. His cheap taunts don't work on me. Sekimoto's attitude started to anger Kasamori. Hey, are you deaf? We'll be working together for a while. So why don't we have a little chit-chat? Oh, sorry, chat. That's enough, Kasamori. You stay out of this! Sekimoto, anything you say here won't be used against you in the court law. They wouldn't believe us anyway. Kasamori, we don't have to stoop down to their level. Well, but it's the truth, isn't it? So just tell me already. Why did you decide to join our investigation? What are you hoping to gain by working with us? You're already looking at death sentence or life in prison anyway. Sekimoto remained silent, refusing to acknowledge Kasamori. Well, one of the higher-ups must have been desperate. We had a rough time with our investigation. That's why I guess they would send us the likes of you. This is literally The Simpsons, when Homer was like about to get murdered, and then they had to send Patiño. In Spanish they call him Bob Patiño, the one who used to be Krusty's assistant, who tried to murder to Bart many times. They sent him to get to Homer's murderer. This is literally the case. Oh my goodness. But listen up, murderer. Kasamori brings his face closer to Sekimoto's. Don't think you can fool us. Sekimoto remained silent. I was starting to respect his patience. Wow, this guy's boring. I'm not into men. Ooh! Huh? What the hell was that? He's just saying that he's into But you were the one who told him to talk.
Very true, Marie. But something bothers me as well.
Unlike Kasamori, Kuroda spoke up in a gentle tone.
This might be my intuition talking, but I don't think Sekimoto is the culprit.
What do you mean?
Most people who have committed a criminal act did so because something forced them, or they are obsessive. How do I put it? They usually have something dark about them, but I don't notice anything with him.
What are you talking about, Kuroda? It's clear as the culprit. This man was caught in the act. Yes, that's true. Sekimoto was arrested on site. Even our small department knew about that. Yeah, that's... As soon as the police was contacted, they headed for the university. By the time they arrived at the scene, Sekimoto was standing to the side, silently. Ooh, oh my yikes! It was in the engine room on the second floor basement, an empty, cold concrete room.
Did you do this?
But he didn't have to ask. It must have been quite unsettling. They said he was standing there, still holding the deadly weapon in his hands. At least, that's what it said in the report. Holy crap. The body was already turning pale due to a large amount of blood loss. The blood stains on the victim were already drying, indicating that some time had already passed. He stayed there that long? Since the incident. The victim's heart was specifically targeted. It was clear the murder was premeditated. But contrary to what one might expect, the murderer was just standing there. More police officers came in after the first one discovered the scene and arrested Sekimoto on the site. He didn't resist or seem to be affected by this. He followed the authorities' orders with indifference and was taken to the nearest police station. Ever since then, he has remained silent. His lips remain sealed regardless of any questions asked of him. My lips are sealed. Several detectives try approaching him for questioning. They even threaten him, try to force him into talking, and once in a while they try the kind approach, but he never responded to their questioning. Yeah, up until that moment in court. With those words, he set up of mass confusion and hysteria. I glanced over at him. He still had a cool expression on his face. Just like Kuroda said, he didn't look like a murderer. I wonder what he's thinking right now. Why did he bring up the murder in Town C, Prefecture S, something he has nothing to do with? I wonder why the higher-ups believe his statement and let him out on bail. While making sure I don't get noticed, I observe him closely. Yeah, I just wanna, ligarlo. If he has even the slightest bit of information for us. It's no good, I'm not getting anything from him. He's so different from the others.
You look like you want to ask me something.
Are you single? No, just kidding.
You only talk to women? What a womanizer.
Go ahead, Marie. Have your say. Well, he did say he wasn't into men. He likes... I wonder if he would give me straight answers. Pondering that, what should... Okay, we ask him a question or try to annoy the motherfucker. Let me ask a question. Okay. Tutorial courage points. The gauge display at the top right of the screen contains your courage points. Sometimes there are courage marks displayed next to your conversational options. You need courage points to select that option. You won't be able to select options with a courage mark if you don't have any courage points. Use these points wisely and gather as much information with your limited resources. Please note that which option you choose will affect the outcome of your story. But I already did choose. I voiced my doubt. So why did...
It appears that I am the distant relative of some official working in the prosecutor's office who has ties to this case. Maybe you guys didn't know. They must be clutching at straws when I decide this case.
That startled me. How did he know what I was thinking? Tutorial, branch tree. There's a feature called branch tree. You can use it from the system menu. It's also available from scene selection on the title screen. Your story progress will be displayed in lines and icons. The branch tree will be updated automatically and also applied to a second playthrough. Ooh, okay, so this is like Detroit Become Human with the trees and all that. So, yeah, I get the gist now.
After I made my statement in the court, at the Tokyo Detention House, the warden approached me to verify my statement, and this is what he proposed. He said, If you promise to cooperate and give them information, we can lower your sentence. Ooh. Plea bargaining.
Tutorial. FOAF database. Important terminologies will appear during gameplay, for example. Plea bargaining. This will be registered to the FOAF database. You can check your registered terminology whenever you want from database located in the system menu. There can be up to 22 items in the database depending on the direction of your playthrough. Oh, it didn't even let me finish. But that's illegal in Japan. That means the warden must have some strong connections helping him. I see.
Correct. So I set 3 conditions. I should be allowed to visit the crime scenes, and then Marie Kirby would be put in charge of my case.
What? What? Me? Why? Exactly! I can only respond confused to the sudden mention of my name.
What's the last condition? You only mentioned 2. They have to let me get to the bottom of the rumors surrounding the Tokyo detention house. The rumor there is a criminal on death row here that won't die.
What the hell is that?
Considering my profession, I just had to know. I am a university professor that studies folklore. Urban legends, to be precise.
Ooh. So what was the warden's response?
Said, I will give you anything you want as long as you prove your worth, so that's why I decided to give my statement in court.
Scholars like this are beyond my comprehension. The word nerd comes to mind. Oh, you nerd! Otaku! Why did you choose me?
You're not used to getting approaches from men?
Please. Please, Sekimoto. Please. Give me a straight answer.
I don't mind getting scolded by a woman. Other than that, there is no apparent reason. I just read about you in a magazine.
Oh, yeah. I was in Vogue magazine, Cosmopolitan, all that shit.
It said that there was a beautiful detective who was working at the station that had jurisdiction over Town C.
What will you do now, Marie? A murderer is interested in you.
That's not my intention. If it was, wouldn't I say that I fallen in love with you?
Please. Sekimoto's loosening up. Maybe he's trying to catch us off guard through some casual conversation. He's so hard to read. Maybe you're just into him. I better not take the bait, so I decided to keep a straight face. No offense, but I don't think the higher-ups fully trust you yet. A smirk appears on Sekimoto's face.
Are you trying to use the same strategy on me now?
No, I'm not joking around.
Can you elaborate that case? Do you require proof?
The reason I want proof is because we're responsible for you now.
Isn't the reason because you two are very capable detectives?
That's a good one. What a comedian.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but this isn't really our thing. Our areas of expertise are not in murder, burglary, or sex crimes. What are you in charge of then? We are the Special Law Enforcement Unit, huh? Special Law?
Sekimoto's face darkened a little. This was the first time he actually listened to us.
The official name is the Special Law Enforcement Unit of Town C Prefecture S. It was created to help support other divisions. Our job is to verify evidence. To support investigations, our responsibility is allocating personnel to handle each specific issue and find the best fit for each department to increase their efficiency.
So we're like backups? Like the backups of an army, like in case the army goes down, we're like the little backups or something, I don't know.
And at the same time, our department manages past cases, analyzes data on current cases, and preserves evidence from past unsolved cases. Do you understand? In other words, you are a worthless division. They call on you when they're too busy and need help filling in the gaps.
Yeah, we're like the little backup if the army goes into
You don't mince your words, do you? But I guess in a top-down organization like ours, we are the only department that goes side to side. We get all sorts of information.
Anyways, because of the stunt you pulled back at court, you're with us now. In other words, you're stuck with us because we couldn't refuse. I feel bad for telling him that he ended up with us because he was useless, but it's better if he understands the situation as it is. Sekimoto went silent. I couldn't tell if he was disappointed or if he just lost interest. Kazumori was looking at him too, with a face that seemed to say, not what you expected, huh?
I see. So we're a group of detective washouts and a troublesome defendant. This is turning out to be interesting.
Huh. What do you mean? After driving 2.5 hours, we arrive at our destination at Town C, Prefecture S. Wow, holy crap. We took Sekimoto to an underground cell. Yeah, with the moles and all of that. The mole king from Johnny Test. Look, we prepared a special suit just for you. Do you like it? It has a beautiful pillow for princesses. And you can polish your nails and all.
Why, thank you. Marie, can you give him the rundown?
Absolutely. This place is your new home. You will be in handcuffs whenever you leave your cell. This is a special procedure for these unusual times. Only a handful of people know about you, but we don't plan on giving you any special privileges. On the record, you are receiving a psychiatric evaluation at the local hospital, so we also schedule you one as a formality. If we decide you no longer serve a purpose, you will be sent back to Tokyo even if the investigation is still ongoing. Now, get in. Get your ass in, boy! Sekimoto enters his cell without any complaints. Is he gonna sleep in that in a little table?
This place seems nice. I can faintly smell something sweet. Smells like tangerine or...
We were told to get as much information out of you as we can for the investigation. We don't have time for your chit-chat. No chit-chats nor monologues. Get straight to the point.
That's fine. Time waits for no one. You have to hurry before another person dies.
Another victim? I don't like the sound of that. Does he know someone else is gonna die? Be sarcastic or blame. Be sarcastic. You talk like you can see the future. Clairvoyant, seriously?
Are you going to test me then? Just like they did back in the Meiji period?
Okay. Time is pressing. I will hand you some case files first. I pass him the documents through the bars. Oh. Thankfully my camera is actually covering the dude's socket eyes. What I've just handed to you is a summary of what we have on what happened in Town C, Prefecture S. Sekimoto leafed through the documents while he listened. He stopped on one particular photograph. It's a picture of a deceased naked man. He was found in the valley near here. Oh shit. Particularly about this one was the way he was murdered. Both of his eyes were gouged out by a big pair of scissors. Is this the dude from the beginning? What's more disturbing was that all his teeth were pulled out. We haven't been able to find any other peculiarities about the body, so we have nothing to identify him with. Because he was found naked, he also didn't have any belongings on him. No traces of past surgeries either. Currently, this person has no name. Oh, so he's no name, okay.
This is... too much.
What? Even a person like you has to avert his eyes? A couple of people have been reported missing in the same area around the same time. We couldn't link them to the victim.
That about sums it up. We don't know what to do anymore.
And then like a ray of light, your testimony appears. So I want to hear your opinion on this matter, Mr. Sekimoto. I show him respect by addressing him with Mr. because I felt like it was necessary for what I was about to say. I want you to start from the beginning. Do you really have information critical to this case? He looked at me in the eyes. I stared back at him, making sure he knew that he couldn't run away from my question.
It's clear you don't believe me. I wasn't expecting a question that came from the same question as the premise.
Yes or no? Answer me!
But of course.
Without sounding accusing, I tried to get what I needed. Do you have information that will lead us directly to the murderer?
I do.
Then let's get straight to the point. Tell us who the murderer is or give me some conclusive information.
It's Blind Man.
Ooh, the name of the title! Huh? I didn't expect him to sound so confident. This was the first time I ever heard the name Blind Man. He sensed that I was getting irritated. I started to sense that he was getting irritated. That's not what we're after. Don't play us for fools.
I'm not joking. I assure you, no one uses this method. It's blind man.
Why are you mocking us? She's asking you who the murderer is.
Blind man is blind man. Nothing more, nothing less.
What's up with this guy? I'm both irritated and disappointed. The atmosphere has affected the whole prison.
Do you know what I specialize in?
You just said it. You're an urban legend teacher. Enough, Mr. Kura. Let's send him back to Tokyo. We're wasting our time. I agree. Even if we are the SLEU, we don't need a useless man like this.
Blind man is a fictional character that appears in an urban legend. He attacks people who walk the street alone at night. He's a phantom that uses scissors to take his victims' eyes.
Makes sense?
No one knows who he really is. People have also named him the Light Pillager because of his peculiar method of killing.
Like he was in a hurry, he started getting very talkative. Listening to his grating voice filled me with rage. I really wanted to take down his facade. He was hiding behind a detached attitude and I wanted to expose who he really was. So I decided to challenge him. Just wait for your trial to continue, you murderer!
I'm not lying to you. You should listen a little more carefully.
So there's, in the back corner, there's this, let me get it out. There's something called Next Liars Are. Don't know what that is. Ooh, magical girl power music! Ooh! Figure out SEKIMOTO's true intentions. Oh, that's nonsense, you're pathological, don't underestimate us. I didn't even choose! Tutorial, Liars Art Chapter 1. Liars Art is your special ability. You can choose to lie your opponent or deceive your opponent in this one-on-one dialogue to either gather the information you need or to get out of a hairy situation. When you are using Liars Art, you can choose from keywords. Choosing one of the keywords within the time limit will make your character say something with that keyword. You also can decide to say nothing. But just give me time! The rest will be explained later. Why don't you give it a try? Please know that you cannot use the system menu during Liars Art. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Again, me too. I'll admit that I'm impressed that you've managed to adjoin the court with your sophistry. Did I choose the right one? Why is it not moving? Got stuck. Okay, so I am back outside. I am dealing with this bug that I can't, because I am making a choice. Let me show you. I don't know, I will show you back again what is going on, because I don't know what is going on. But I'm trying to press the first one, which is, that's nonsense, right? And then when I press the button, it just gets stuck there. So I can't move forward. And I have to get out of the game. So I guess I have no other choice but to choose the second one. You're a pathological liar. I will send a report to the prosecutor's office that you're a pathological liar.
Why are you completely stuck on this case? Seems to me that I am giving you my full cooperation by providing you with this information.
Did you think that justifies why you're here? All that's happening is us being played by your lies.
More ridiculous.
Is he just toying with us? I'm not sure how to react to this egomaniac. Should I keep pressuring him or change my strategy? It's a neutral answer, but... Tutorial, Liars Art Chapter 2. Depending on how the person reacts to your choice, the needle on the right will move towards doubt or trust. This gouge stands for the person's state of mind. The closer gouge is to trust, the better the conversation situation is going. Story progression and how many courage points you will recover will be decided according to the final outcome of the Liars Art. Please know that the outcome of Liars Art scene will be used in calculating your final rank and at the end of the game. Consider the nature of each person and the circumstances before you make your decision. Okay.
Didn't I say that more people would die if you don't hurry? You don't have time to get along with your hysteria.
Okay, then shut the hell up. Let's see if it works, because I'm not sure. Shut up! I've had enough of this!
You're quite charming when you're upset, but evidence Didn't I say we don't have time for this?
Then you have to tell us more. I need something concrete. This is not some classroom where you can show off your vast knowledge.
You should think about what I just said, word for word.
Oh, the music went away. His endless arguing is dissing. What should I do? It's clear that he won't be swayed by any emotional approach. Okay. It was just the first one that wouldn't let me use the choice. God damn it. Oh my gosh.
So what would you do? Would you listen to me, or will you send me back to Tokyo? It's your call. Just make the decision already.
Alright. What is it you want? Tell me.
Cooperation. I want to see blind men with my own eyes.
Huh? You can't be serious.
What would I gain from lying to you?
Oops. Cooperation? Judging from his posture and expression, he doesn't seem like he's lying. I keep pressing the wrong thing. I'm so sorry about that, everyone. I have to find out what he means by cooperation. Cooperation, you know what I'm saying? Why are you so obsessed with blind men?
It's none of your business. It's personal.
Let me press the second one. It might be good for you as well. You might be able to score some points by helping us, and then you could leave our horrible division.
Your honesty is refreshing. Maybe we aren't so different after all.
I don't like the sound of that.
People fear each other or use each other just to be different. That's human nature. Do you think we can meet up and if I'm free someday?
Excuse me? I'm not interested in Dane. What's he saying? Is he flirting with me? I'm not used to getting approached by men, so he's starting to make me nervous. He's starting to make you nervous in what? In a good or bad way? Are you having a crash? Now, tell me what you want. I want to hear you say it.
All I want from you is to listen to me more carefully. You don't want to make any...
What? You didn't even let me finish! Well then, please listen to my words. Alright, but you have to listen to what I have to say too. Otherwise it could be used against you in court.
I don't care about my trial, but I agree with your suggestion.
What do you mean you don't care? What if they decide that you're truly guilty?
Are you worried about me? Why, how thoughtful of you. Well, this has gotten a bit awkward.
Sekimoto. This man is strangely ignorant to his own case, but I do like him more when he's cooperative. Stop pressing the wrong button. But we are back to square one. It's up to us to decide what to do next. What's so funny?
Oh, excuse me. I'm just enjoying our conversation. It's the first time I'm enjoying myself since my arrest.
Weirdo! Enjoying? Do you even know what you're saying?
Of course. I think we'll make a great duo. It'll be nice to... Maybe it'll be nice to work with you. Let's work together.
Are you looking down on me? Okay. We passed the test. I should probably save here. Let's save for a second.
That's enough, Marie. Don't get too riled up.
But...
Yeah, okay. Remember, we are in no position to decide what to do to him. You should have known better, Casamari. Why didn't you stop earlier?
No matter how frustrating he was, or if he turned out to be a waste of time, we weren't the ones who could determine his fate. Kuroda kept trying to point that out to us.
I don't know what to say. I've been listening to all your gabbing, and it seems like we have something in common. Good to know. Just remember one thing, we are the SLEU. We do things the right way. My officers may look a little rough, but they're good people, so let's cooperate with each other. But I can't do this alone. Well, alright. Marie, you two shake hands and let's forget this ever happened.
I'm gonna have to refuse. No offense, but I think I might catch something if I touch this guy. Yeah, I don't want to catch some disease from urban legends.
Don't be so childish! Come on, Casamori! Haha, same here. Tough being the boss, huh? Don't worry about me. Anyways, let's sum this up. We need more direct information. Lineman won't do good, any good here. Is that different from Slenderman? If you want to hear the full story, it'll take us 2 hours.
No thanks.
Never mind then. Anyway, how about we make this a win-win situation? You've already found the murderer's calling card. Give me your eyes. Lineman always uses this before committing a murder. Alright then, let's start from that lead. Marie Kazamori.
Excuse me, sir. I can't believe you're falling for his lies. I don't think it's smart to trust him. I think we should report this back to HQ and tell them that the mad killer interrupted the investigation for a vacation. We need to send him back!
Vacation? Last time I checked, he was in a cell.
True. That's not the point, Baldy!
Yeah, well...
Couldn't have skillfully dodged Kasamori's questioning.
Let's see. Well, you guys did a good job. I'll be getting back to the office. See you two there. I owe you guys one. We got news from CSI. They've uncovered some new information on the victim.
CSI Tokyo. We headed from the cell back to the office. When we arrived at the Special Law Enforcement Unit office, I saw someone waiting for us. This place is still a mess. It's always so tiring coming back here. This place is like a dungeon.
Don't be like that. You already know the situation here.
Fine then, how about we call it the Useless Department? Wow, thanks. Her name is Tachibana Misusu. We graduated... Oh, we're high school friends. We graduated together from the same police academy. She works for the Prefecture S Crime Scene Investigation Department 1. Tachibana was one of the top students in her class. She used to work at the main police headquarters, but because of this case, she was sent here to Town C. Kabi, you need to get transferred out of that division as fast as you can. That division is career unaliving.
You're a feisty one. I think you and Kasamori will get along real well. How about joining our team?
I kindly decline, sir. I'd rather stick with forensics, so she's part of forensics. I only came here to offer my assistance to the SLE with the investigation because of my friend. Don't get the wrong idea on why I'm here, so you did it for me, bestie!
I see. Straight to the point. I like that.
Frankly, I didn't really like her attitude, but I know she meant well. She just doesn't like wasting her time taking care of others. She's like Becca from the letter. Give me a break, Misusu. Let's get to the point. What have you found about the victim? Oops, I keep pressing this. I'm so sorry, everyone. I finished identifying the body. While she was speaking, she placed a document on the table. The victim's name is Tamura Kotaro. He was male, 35 years of age. He worked at the local bank of the edge of town. The first investigative division is still investigating, but I'm positive about the identity. We sent his DNA to the Kasoken crime lab for testing. Impressive work. Where are all the other victims unidentifiable due to all their teeth being pulled out? Don't underestimate CSI. We can uncover anything. So she works for CSI, not the first investigator. Okay, I was confused with that. They found conclusive evidence that showed that there were tiny fabrics found underneath his nails. When we placed them into a mass analyzer, we found something unusual. What did you find? The fabric isn't commonly available. When we compared the data in our database, we found a match. What do you think of us? We just stood there staring blankly at her. She knew exactly what she was doing. All she wanted was for us to say, we don't know. The fibers were from a wrapper that is used for binding new bills, which are only used at Japanese banks. This material was different from the usual wrappers used at local banks. There were only a handful of banks that used those type of wrappers, so we narrowed our search for missing persons that had any connection with those banks.
And that's how you linked the body? Nice work.
No matter the amount of evidence, it can still be conclusive, just like this case. Misuzu looked around the room proudly. The fact that she identified the victim with little to no evidence, she gleamed with accomplishment.
So this means
So this means it's time to start investigating the victim's background.
correct, and it appears we won't be needing Sekimoto's assistance.
Well, I don't think it's gonna be that simple.
What do you mean, Marie?
It's like Sekimoto mentioned that there still might be more victims later on. I remember a series of arguments with him that really irritated me. He still might be hiding something.
You seem quite supportive of him, but weren't you the one arguing with him previously?
My stomach churned as Kuroda pointed out my contradiction. It was true that whenever Sekimoto spoke, it filled me with rage. That's true, but this is a different matter. If there's a possibility of another crime, we are the only ones who can stop it. The first investigative division has their hands full now with the Tamura case and can't afford to allocate any more resources. And if that's the case, the SLAU is the only one who can handle up the upcoming crimes. Even if what Sekimoto said turns out to be false, at least there won't be any more victims. Are you referring to the murderer? It sounds like you need to get some more information out of him then, but I'll leave that task to you.
To be honest, I don't want to give him any more crazy idea. That guy's crazy.
By the way, what did the Labyrinth Demon tell you, Labyrinth Demon? He said that the murderer is Blind Man, the same one from the famous urban legend.
Wow, are you serious?
Sounds like he's trying to make a fool out of you. It's time to step up your games, SLAU. I couldn't argue with her. Maybe Sekimoto really was making a fool out of us. Maybe he's still trying to hide some valuable information. It might be a good idea to use the information provided by Misuzu as bait. But it wouldn't be a good idea for Misuzu and Sekimoto to meet face to face. I could already tell that these two would tear each other apart. Oh, because she's like the woman who believes in science, and he probably believes in supernatural, and those can tend to argue. So, there's no need for that. No, I don't think it's necessary. How about we don't go talk to him, okay?
Wait, why?
Because I'm pretty sure you will tear each other apart. Don't jump to conclusions like that. I can be friendly when I need to be. I strongly disagree with her. Sekimoto is a strange guy who's only interested in urban legends and mythicism. Misuzu, on the other hand, is a very analytical person who checks everything meticulously down to the microscopic fibers of a crime scene. Sekimoto, who believes in mythicism, and Misuzu, who believes in concrete facts. It's clear that they won't get anywhere if we put those two together. I felt bad for stopping Misuzu from meeting with him, but I told her we would take care of the situation. I couldn't finish reading again. Misuzu said she was gonna get back to work and return back to the crime lab. As soon as she left, we received a call from the chief of the 1st Investigative Division asking for us to bring anyone who knew the victim, Tamura Kotaro. Normally it would be a member of the investigation team's job, but they had their hands full at the moment. As soon as they sent over information of the individuals, Kasamori and I went out to question the people on the list. Okay. Thank you for your cooperation, Minase Haruka. Sure, did I do something wrong? It wasn't unreasonable for this woman in her 20s to be a little uneasy. I tried to put on a friendly face so she wouldn't feel intimidated. I understand that you're nervous. This must be your first time paying this place a visit, right? I just want to talk. Talk? Yeah, you've heard of the recent murder that occurred in this town a couple of days ago, right? I wanted to ask you about Tamura Kotaro. Sure, but how did you know I knew him?
Sorry, we can't divulge that kind of information. Just think of it as the result of good police work.
She seemed frightened by the information we collected. That made me suspicious. Maybe she knows something. Let's get straight to the point. How do you know the victim? I met him at the university I attended. We met by coincidence. I met him in front of the Office of Literature. He was looking for a faculty member, but from that moment, we became friends. Do you know why and who he was looking for? All I remember that he was looking to settle some sort of debt. He came by to let the person know that they owe him money. It seemed that Tamura was pressing too hard. He was too persistent, and in the end, The faculty member never showed up to work, most likely out of fear of him. So Tamura was probably a douchebag. So Tamura came there on work-related business. Can you describe your relationship with Tamura? We were just friends. My university friends often mistook us for lovers, but it wasn't like that. Definitely not. Honestly, I was a bit scared. Haruka drew back. To me, this might have been a sign that she may have been involved in Tamura's murder. Scared? How so? How can I put it into words? He was very brutal. He was kinda over-friendly, but he would also try to touch me like we were dating. Oh, this is getting out of hand already. It probably was because you're a very attractive young woman. Not helping, Kasumori! Even if he hit me? What?
Wait, what did you just say?
I said he hit me. That's DV, right? DV is the abbreviation for domestic violence. This is term commonly used for violence that happens within the family. In recent years, it has become a much bigger social problem, but the police surprisingly haven't done much on intervening with the issue. Haruka looked over at me, giving me a pleading look. I could tell from her eyes that she had a worry about the situation for some time. Please relax, Miss Haruka. You have nothing to worry about now. But take a look at this! Ooh, that sucks. No, he wasn't even her boyfriend and he beat her up? Why? Even the wisecracking Kasumori was left speechless. We could see a bruise that was still swelling on her neck. Holy crap. Did Tamura do that? Haruka nodded hesitantly. Her eyes began to swell up with tears. No wonder why she tried to cover it up with her hair. Haruka, that must have been difficult. I understand how you must have felt during that time. You must have been so angry when it happened. If I was in your situation... I would have filed a criminal complaint. I would have not take revenge. Excuse me, that's not what we want to say. If I was in your situation, I would have filed a criminal complaint. That makes two of us. Could I still file a report now? Oh, girl, you are too late. The man's dead. Unfortunately, Tamura is dead. You can still file a report, but you won't get an apology from him anytime soon. Yeah, not even from the grave. I'm really sorry for what happened, but it's not gonna help you. Whoa! Haruka bit her lips and slammed the desk. She released an eruption of pent-up anger. Understandable. I sympathized with her, but at the same time I had my doubts. She had plenty of motive to have wanted Tamura dead. Could you give any more details, Miss Haruka? Can you tell me where were you at the time of Tamura's death? Excuse me? What do you mean? Exactly what I just said. Do you have an alibi? Do you have any witnesses that can verify this? Wait, are you accusing me of murder? It's a possibility. That's not what we're doing. We're just going through protocol. Yeah, it's kind of the police's job, girlie. I didn't do it. Isn't that enough? We need more specific information than that. See? You're treating me like a suspect! If you really didn't do anything, then you can prove your innocence, right? Yeah, it's not that hard, girl. Kasumori backed me up. He tried to be nice, but I could tell that he was just as suspicious of her as I was. So just tell us where and what were you doing at the time of Tamura's death? I don't want to talk about it. Haruka, you're putting yourself in a difficult position if you do this. I can understand. Maybe she had another traumatic thing going on and doesn't want to talk about it, but I was on the police's side. Like, even if it's traumatic, they need to speak about these things. I said I don't want to talk about it! You said this was voluntary, right? If that's so, then this conversation is over! What the hell are you hiding? Nothing! I didn't do it, okay? Just leave me alone! Whoa, what are you doing? She suddenly became hysterical and we were powerless to stop her. After Kuroda came in with a bitter look on his face, he ordered us to finish up the question and we were forced to send her home. Oh, she's suspect. Now we're gonna be keeping an eye on her. Looks like we hit the jackpot with our first person. Kasumori, that kind of conclusions will hinder the investigation. I know, but Didn't you see how she reacted? And she even refused to give us her alibi. She has to know something. Don't you agree, Marie?
I agree with Kasumori. She's definitely hiding something. She has a solid motive too. I know she's involved with this case.
What do you think, old man? If we play our cards right, we can use this to our advantage.
There's no reason for a hasty decision. We still have more people we still need to question. Let's make our final decision after we hear them out. Hear out the rest of the possible suspects. Let's get back to it. Our next visitor is waiting.
Kuroda hurried us along as if we were working at a restaurant getting ready for a lunch rush.
Who's next? The owner of the local brewery.
Ah, you mean him. Who? Oh my god, this guy seems cheery. The second person we interrogated today was Sunahori Masaharu, the owner of the local brewery. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. For generations, his family has made traditional alcohol in Town C. He is very popular among the locals. Okay. 1 second. Just checking their brewery was a very popular spot for the local police officers. Mr. Oh my god, this name is gonna kill me. Sunahori is a confident artisan alcohol brewer. It's not an exaggeration to say that they make the most delicious sake every year in the spirit of craftsmanship. God damn it. Alright. I felt bad that we had to interrogate him.
Hey, Sunahori. Still stiff as always.
How's work?
It's that time again where we have to start preparing for this year's new batch.
That means you have nothing to do until your rice crop finishes growing? In that case,
let's take it slow, shall we? Unlike you, I'm not a smooth talker like you. At the moment, my brain is swimming with work. If you don't mind, can we keep this short?
Direct as usual. I think you're lying about being busy because I heard from a reliable source that business has been pretty slow for you at night.
Not as much as you?
Hey, Marie. I'm getting the feeling he doesn't like me. I think I'll leave him to you. I had a bad feeling about this. Sunahori already looked annoyed. It must have been from calling him in such a short notice. I wanted to start out an interrogation with a calm atmosphere, so I tried to talk in the calmest manner I could.
Mr. Sunahori, thanks for coming in such short notice, even with your busy schedule. Let's cut the formalities and get to the point. You want to know about Tamura, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Something told me that it was gonna be difficult. I could barely gain the upper hand. Bro, just chill the out.
Mr. Sunahori, tell me about your relationship with Tamura. He was the person put in charge of our case at the bank. He approved our loan. But recently, he changed his stance. Can you elaborate on that? Have you heard of a loan retrieval? I'm not a loan expert, so could you please explain what that is briefly?
Loan retrieval is when a loan is abruptly cancelled and must be paid back immediately. Small to medium-sized companies usually can't afford to run their businesses alone, so that's why they borrow money from the bank to cover the rest of their expenses and pay back only a small percentage of the loan every month. This is a cycle and companies stay in business, but if they're suddenly forced to pay their loan, their lifeline will be cut off and forced to shut down.
Tamura demanded that I had to pay back the entirety of the loan immediately. When did this happen? It happened about 3 weeks before he died. He said bank regulations had changed and they were making more thorough business evaluations.
So what did you do? You didn't rush him or anything, did you?
Of course not. I'm not that kind of person. Yuko and I did pay him a visit at the bank though, where we tried pleading with him. And guess what that bastard said to us?
Kasumori and I exchanged look at each other. It must have been bad. Without interjecting, I just waited for Sunahori to continue.
That bastard said if I wanted the loan retrieval to disappear, I should get down and
beg. Oh, that is very disrespectful. So what did you do?
I did what he told me. I got down on my knees and begged. I'll never forget how humiliating that was. However, he didn't do what he promised. He then forced me to sell my land to pay back the loan.
I couldn't find the right words to say. I started to lose all sympathy for the victim, Tamura. Tamura is a jerk! Tamura, case over. We don't need to solve his murder. But yeah, he also seems to have a good motivation. But at the same time, It's possible Haruka might have been the one, because Sunahori, he seems like a jerk, but I don't think he was the one who killed this Tamara, whatever.
He wasn't really going to withdraw the long retrieval. At that moment, I really did want to kill him.
Excuse me?!
You wanted to kill him?
Well, you didn't actually. Both Kasamori and I reacted to his abrupt words that reveal a motive. Excuse me?! Sunahori quickly realized what he just said, and he cleared his throat and readjusted himself.
Don't get me wrong, I was only thinking it. I didn't actually go through with it.
But Tamara was murdered. What happened to your long retrieval?
I don't know. We were assigned a new person by the bank. By the way, we didn't know that Tamara was the victim, remember? I know it might take some time before we have to start paying back the loan. This should take a while, right?
Mr. Sunahori, what were you doing at the time of Tamara's death?
I was with my family. We were spending some time together at our home.
He seems honest.
I see. We'll check to see if your alibi holds up, if that's okay with you. Do as you wish. I still can't believe he made you get on your knees and beg. I seriously would have lost it. That alone would be enough for a motive for revenge.
Kasamori, what are you doing? Kasamori, I think you're taking this a little too far.
Hey, what are you implying?
Calm down, Mr. Sunahori. Sunahori immediately reacted to the words that just left Kasamori's mouth. Are you trying to provoke him? He grabbed Kasamori by the collar and stared right into his eyes. Uh-oh.
Hey, take it easy. You know you're assaulting a government official, right? You're the one who's treating me like a murderer!
Knock it off, both of you!
You wanna go? Well, I'll never buy drinks from your place again! Fine by me! I wouldn't waste our precious alcohol on the likes of you anyways! What did you just say? Do you want to spend the night locked up in a cell? Do you want to get banned from other bars as well? What? You bastard! Bring it on, B-word! You bastard! You little son of a B-word!
Oh, you too! Both of them were acting like children. They were acting like two angry cats during mating season.
Hey, Marie, say something!
What? Me?
Whose side are you on? Can't you tell this punk up to back off?
What should I do? How am I going to break this up? Get angry, creator. Get angry. Pissed at him. Run to the Yeah! Did she just slap them? That's enough! You two are grown men, for goodness sake!
Marie!
Now sit your asses down. Are you out of your minds? This is a police station!
That's right. You tell him.
Same goes for you too, Kasamori. Do you want to do your work in lockup tonight?
Hey, I'm sorry.
And you, Sunahori, you're the owner of a famous brewery. You shouldn't have fallen for his childish jabs.
Yeah, you're right.
Now you two shake hands. Come on, now!
The two men shook hands forcefully, justified was controlling them.
Fantastic!
Bro!
Yuko. That's the wife, I guess. I'm so sorry for all the trouble my husband caused. No, we are the ones who should be sorry, ma'am. The woman apologizing was Sunahori's wife, Yuko. During the interrogation and commotion, someone must have called her asking for a visit. Yuko and I kept apologizing to each other for a while.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Right next to the woman was a boy, Satoshi, that's their son. But he didn't seem to know what was going on.
That's enough, Yuko. He was the one who started it.
Honey!
Give it a rest, Marie. Well, he's proved he's guilty once we verify his alibi.
You say way too much!
By the way, I was just showed out a moment ago by my superiors thanks to you, Kasamori.
Yeah. Kasamori mumbled an apology under his breath. At this very moment, if I was in his shoes, I would have issued an apology just as a normal person would.
Anyway, the young owner of the brewery has a motive, and so does MINASE HARUKA.
Correct. It doesn't seem like Tamara was a nice guy while he was alive.
Grudge is a good motive, too. Well, I don't know. If it continues at this rate, we are going to have a lot of people with motives. Well, there's still one more. Let's hear what the kid has to say, okay?
A kid? How old are they?
Well, yeah, please don't cause another incident, alright? Our division can't take any more criticism.
Could have left the room to get the person for the interrogation, a kid. Shortly after, a young girl showed up. She's not a kid. I mean, she probably looks like she's the same age as Haruka. Nice to meet you.
The pleasure is all mine.
Wait a minute. Is this the right person? I thought this person was in charge of the welfare facility. Sensing on what just said, the girl seemed to get embarrassed.
Yes, this is her. Miss, your name?
My name is SANAE, Makimura SANAE. Nice to meet you. How could such a young girl be involved with a guy like Tamura? It can't be the same kind of relationship as Haruka's, right? Oh my god.
To be exact, she's a representative. Right now, she's the only staff member who was available.
What's that supposed to mean?
No more questions. Now do your job and keep that in mind when you interrogate her. I'm counting on you too.
Okay, but how do we question a representative? He left. Kazumori gestured over to me as if he was handing her off to me. He was acting like he didn't care about this whole situation. Why are all of the men in the SLU so worthless? Useless! I turned my head towards her with a sigh. My name is Miri, and this guy over here is Kazumori. It's nice to meet you. Hello. You heard of the recent incident that happened in the town a couple of days ago, right? Yes, I heard about it, but I haven't been watching the news lately. We've identified the victim. His name is Tamura Kotaro and worked at the local bank. Do you know who this man is? No. Are you sure? No, I've never met him before. Sorry. How is this possible? Why would she be here if she didn't know who he was? I had a feeling something annoying was about to happen. I glanced over at Kazumori, but he pretended not to notice.
So frustrating!
I think maybe Tamura had a relationship with the chief director. He was the one who called him. All I can tell you is what I overheard. Yamimito boy! Will that be okay? That'll be fine. Anything you can tell us will be helpful to the investigation. Sanae gathered her thoughts and started talking again. She's pretty cute, by the way. The facility I've been working for was hurting financially. I think that's why the chief director has a connection with the victim. We had some problems with payroll as well, but it seems to be fixed now. It was mostly to do with most of our superiors resigning. So why are you still working there? In order to pass the national exam for a career as a care worker, I need to have experience working for a company. That's why I stayed. Makes sense. I see. She'd be a good nurse. I could sympathize with her situation, but she could have easily found a new job. Another thing that bothered me was that care workers were in high demand at the moment. She said that she didn't know Tamura, so I decided to try to see if it was really true. You said that you never met Tamura, but do you dislike the man? Pardon? I'm not quite sure what you're asking. He was the one who rejected the loan request, causing all the financial problems at your facility. This was directly connected to the issues involving payroll, wasn't it? I guess. I never thought about it that way. It was true that we were going through a hard time, not being paid and all. But they still gave me a place to live, and more meals. You don't have a house or something? What the hell? Is she homeless?
That's admirable of you. It's rare to find that these days.
Thanks, I guess.
That must have been pretty rough. If you ever need anything, my number is...
Kazumori, we're not allowed to disclose personal information.
I'm not doing anything shady. You're such a stickler, jeez. The culprit is still out there. You have to be scared, right?
Yeah, to be honest, there are only females left working at our facility. Kazumori, it's a bad idea to mix your professional life and your personal life together. Plus, this interrogation isn't over yet. Sanae, can we ask you one more question? Yes, of course. What was your chief director doing today? We have some questions we would like to ask him, if that's okay. I'm afraid that won't be impossible. Is he a busy person? He unalived himself? I mean, the money problems got to him and he unalived himself. his insurance money was helping keeping your facility open for a little while longer. Unaliving? Yes. The director sacrificed his own life to save the facility. And how could no one know about this? Her face was hard to read. Kasamori and I didn't know how to respond to what she just said.
Unaliving? I see. It's indeed a complicated situation.
Alright, let me save here for a second. Alright then. Well, as much as I would like to continue this episode, I am going to be ending this one here. I really thought I wasn't going to be able to play this on the mobile because of that one Liar's Art with SEKIMOTO where I chose an answer that I thought that was right, but because it glitched out and it wouldn't move forward, so I had to choose a different answer that at least it was neutral. It wasn't bad, thankfully, but it really did annoy me and I thought I wasn't going to be able to play. But at least so far everything seems fine and we're playing with it. So thank you guys so much for watching this first episode of Shin Hayarigami. If you really did enjoy it, drop the like button. It really helps out a lot. If you're not subscribed to the channel, would appreciate if you do. Also leave your comments and your thoughts on this video or anything in general. And that is pretty much it for this episode. I love you all. I appreciate you. And we'll be seeing you in the next episode. Goodbye.